Have you ever been deep in the jungle at 3 in the morning, when the air is thick and the dark feels alive? People think the jungle is quiet at night, but it isn't. It's loud with cicadas, frogs, and the wind whispering through bamboo. But if you're guarding a durian orchard, there's only one sound you're listening for: the heavy thud of fruit hitting the ground. Because when you hear that sound, you know money just fell from the sky. But sometimes what falls from the trees isn't fruit. My name is Hafiz, and this happened 2 years ago in my grandfather's durian orchard in Perak. It was peak durian season, and the fruits were selling for a high price, so we had to guard them from thieves and animals. My job was the night shift. I stayed in a pondok, a small wooden hut built high on stilts, about 10 feet off the ground, with only a steep wooden ladder leading up. Once you're up there, you feel safe, like nothing on the ground can reach you. At least that's what I believed at the time. It was around 2:45 in the morning. I was lying on the wooden floorboards, reading a comic by the weak yellow light of a kerosene lamp. The smell of durian was everywhere, thick, sweet, and almost suffocating. The jungle noises surrounded me like a wall of sound. Then, all at once, they stopped. No insects, no frogs, just silence. If you live in Malaysia, you know what that means. When the jungle goes quiet, something is moving. I sat up and blew out the lamp immediately. I didn't want whatever it was to see me. That's when I heard it. A heavy thump directly below the hut. I felt relief and even smiled to myself. Another durian had fallen. Rizeki. I grabbed my flashlight and crawled toward the open doorway, peering down the ladder. I clicked the light on. There was no durian. The ground beneath the hut was empty. Then the smell changed. The durian scent vanished, replaced by something floral and overpowering. Frangipani. Bunga Kemboja. The kind of smell you only notice near graveyards. My stomach tightened, and I switched the flashlight off immediately. I pulled myself back inside the hut and hugged my knees. "Don't look," I whispered to myself. "Just don't look." The hut creaked suddenly. The ladder moved. One slow step, then another. Whatever was climbing was heavy. The wooden rungs groaned under its weight. I stared at the dark square of the doorway, unable to breathe. I could hear wet, raspy breathing coming from just below the floorboards. It sounded tired, hungry. Something reached up from the darkness. A pale gray hand gripped the edge of the doorway. The fingers were long, the nails black and cracked like old wood. It began pulling itself upward. The hut shook as its weight shifted closer. I closed my eyes tightly and started reciting every prayer I knew in my head over and over until the words blurred together. The breathing grew louder, frustrated, almost angry. Then there was a sudden, violent thud, like something heavy launching itself away from the ladder and crashing into the ground below. I didn't move. I didn't open my eyes. I stayed frozen in that hut until the sky slowly turned gray and the sun finally rose. When I climbed down at 7 in the morning, my legs were shaking so badly I nearly fell. That's when I saw the ladder. Deep scratches were carved into the hardwood, long gouges running down the rungs. No animal we knew could do that. I never guarded the orchard at night again. My grandfather didn't argue with me. He just nodded and said some things love the king of fruits as much as humans do. Now every time I eat durian, I remember that night, and I can't help but wonder, before it reached my hands, who touched it first? Good night, and whatever you do, don't look under the hut.